addition of rational numbers. Well, remember that a rational number can be any positive or negative number, but it has to be able to be represented as a ratio of those two integers. So a over b, where b cannot equal 0. Okay, so when we talk about addition of rational numbers, the best way to do this is on a number line. And if you show a number line, and we can do this with whole numbers. You're probably all familiar with adding whole numbers. Let's say we add 3 plus 5. If you have 0, you're going to start at the first number, and then you're going to add 5 to that. And when you add, you go to the right. As long as you're adding a positive number, you're going to go to the right. So we start at 3, and we have to go to the right 5. So we start at 3, and you go to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's where we end up. So 3 plus 5 is going to be 8. We start at 3, and we go to the right 5, and we end up at 8. So 3 plus 5 equals 8. Now, with negative numbers, you're going to start at the first number, and then if you're adding a negative number, then you're going to have to go to the left. So if we have 3 plus a negative 5, now this is going to look a little bit different because we're still going to start at 3. That's going to be our starting point. So if we have 0, 1, 2, 3. Now if we start at 3 and we add a negative 5, we have to go 5 in the negative direction. So instead of going to the right, we're going to go to the left 5. So we start at 3 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. And you end up at negative 1, negative 2. Because we go 3, then 2, then 1, then 0, then negative 1, then negative 2. And this is where we end up. So you go 5 to the left, and you end up at negative 2. So 3 plus a negative 5 is negative 2. And another way to write this could be 3 minus 5 equals negative 2. If you have 3 of something and you take 5 away, well, you don't have 3 to give. Right? If you have $3, you can't give your friend $5. You would give them your 3, and then you'd still owe them 2. So you'd be negative 2. You'd have negative $2. So that's kind of the idea. Now let's do another example. Let's look at adding 2 negative integers. So negative 4 plus a negative 3. So negative 4 plus a negative 3. Well, let's show a number line. And we're going to start at negative 4. So there's 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So we start at negative 4, and we're going to add a negative 3. And when we add a negative, remember, we're not going to go to the right, we're going to go to the left. So we're going to go more in the negative direction. We're already 4 in the negative direction because that's our starting point, negative 4. And we have to go 3 more in the negative direction. So we have to go 1, 2, 3. And we end up at negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. So negative 4 minus negative 3, or I'm sorry, negative 4 plus a negative 3 is going to equal negative 7. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try starting at a negative, but this time adding a positive. So negative 4 plus 9. How is that going to look? Well, if you have 0 here, and you're starting at negative 4, so that's our starting point, negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. And we're adding 9. So we're going to go 9 in the positive direction, which is to the right. So we're starting at -4, and you're going 9 to the right. So -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's number these. So we have 0 here. So -4, -3, -2, -1. Then we get to 0. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to end up at a +5. So -4 plus 9 is a +5. And that's your answer for that one. Another way to look at this is you have a -4 and a +9. That could be rewritten as 9 minus 4, which is also 5. Right? We could start at 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we started at a 9, right? If our starting point was 9 and you subtracted 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll also get to a 5. And same thing with these other ones. If you were to reverse them, so this one could have been -3 plus a -4. If you started at a -3 and you added a -4, you're going to go 4 in the negative direction. And you'll end up at the same spot. So one you started at a -4 and you went farther -3, right? The first one. And then the second one, you could start at a -3 and subtract 4, or add a -4, and you'll still end up at the same answer. Okay, so that's adding rational numbers using a number line. In the next lesson, we'll work with addition without using a number line.